Welcome back to Sacred Resilience. I'm your host, Christy Lynn Stoken, and I'm so grateful you're here today. In this episode, I will be sharing something deeply personal and powerful, a story actually written by a survivor of abuse. The experiences carry truth, pain, and strength. And by listening, we hold space for both the hurt as well as the healing. Before we begin, a gentle trigger warning. This story includes themes of trauma that may be difficult to hear. Please take care of your heart as you listen and step away or pause as needed. I never knew I was in an emotionally abusive relationship. While watching a TV show where the main character was dealing with this subject matter, I thought, is that what's happening to me? I never knew that the aspects of my relationship where I begged him to change were a means of his control. Maybe they stemmed from brokenness. Maybe it was his way of acting out his unresolved trauma and grief. Whatever the origin, I know it didn't have to do with me. I know I didn't deserve the misdirected anger. And I also know that all the love in the world would not change things. I used to think, why would she stay? I wouldn't put up with that. No man will ever be allowed to treat me that way. Until one day, you wake up and you realize that you are that girl. You are the one needing the grace that you never extended, that you never knew or saw, or wanted to see the signs of him slowly whittling you away down to nothing. All in the name of just wanting someone to love you. The screaming, the walking on eggshells, the bending over backwards to please him while my needs were not being met. And in opposition, the smiling face selfies, trip pics of the most beautiful places, and sentimental gifts, seemingly adored. Not because I was fronting, but because it was the reality I wanted and believed in, or maybe because the other was too hard to look at. Not even sure if that moment was conscious denial or protective disassociation. I got a call from a girlfriend who asked me to meet her for coffee before I started work one day. She knew I was struggling. But why that day, that moment? Maybe it was from the day prior when we were talking about a friend of mine who had recently committed suicide. She asked what I was feeling. Was I sad, angry? I cut her off and said jealous. Maybe it was a divine prompting. What she did not know was that I had not planned to go to work that day. Instead, I had planned to take my life. On the passenger seat sat my backpack filled with a bag of prescriptions, a bottle of booze, and my pistol. We had coffee, we laughed, we talked. She told me everything was going to be okay and made me believe that there was hope. Mostly, reminded me that I wasn't alone. I feel the need to share this, that I had planned to take my life, not for dramatic effect, but to bring awareness to the state I was in and the severity of the results of verbal abuse. I also choose to share it as a testimony that we are truly never alone. God is always with us. I guess I never understood, or maybe did not want to, that verbal and emotional abuse are real things. They hit in different ways, but the damage is the same. I'm not a dumb girl. I'm a successful, professional, fun-loving, big-hearted woman. I give and I love and I don't ask for much in return. I have my own past trauma that made it easy to ignore the warning signs, the manipulation, the seclusion, the abuse. All I ever wanted was to be loved. Since I was a little girl, all I wanted was to be loved for me. Not what I could do for someone, not what grades I got, not how many friends I had, not how much money I made, not how much I could make you feel like a superstar. Just me. But my story from childhood and parental issues played like the perfect symphony to his choreography. No one wants me, no one loves me. I'm not worthy of love or being happy, and it's best if I'm just not around. Then somehow that absorbs an abusive brain worm that makes you believe you deserve their behavior. They have every right to be angry with you. I can't do anything right. Thank God I have him, because who else would put up with me? The good days outweigh the bad. I could go on. Then one day he says some words that finally break you. His true self starts showing from behind closed doors. In social situations, his family sees it. Friends are appalled. And you see it all. But you still love him. You can't leave him. And somehow, even though he's giving you nothing, you feel you need him. Until that straw breaks, and you're told in a fit of rage to pack your bleep and get the bleep out of his house. You find yourself with nowhere to live but your car, with your dog, and God. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I do know that God gives us our route for a reason. I felt I wanted to share my story in the hopes of helping another. Help someone acknowledge their situation, bring awareness that this still happens, to be more aware of relationships occurring around us. And for someone to think, if it can happen to her, I don't feel so worthless. Like that TV show did for me. The series ended, leaving the viewer with a feeling of hope and good things to come. Redemption, apologies, forgiveness. I'm not completely there yet. I'm not sure I ever will be. But one thing I do know is that it's up to me. And that alone holds a sense of freedom. Thank you for holding space for this story today. Every time a survivor shares their truth, it not only honors their journey, but also reminds others that they are not alone. If what you heard today brought up strong emotions for you, please reach out for support by contacting a trauma-informed therapist or by calling the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. This is Sacred Resilience, and until next time, be gentle with yourself.